If you take home $2,000, how do you spend it? Do you spend half of that on rent? Do you spend 40% on leisure activities? This is Grant. Today's episode, I'd like to share a few tips with you on how to budget money and how I budget my money. During COVID, I see people are struggling to get by, and with a little bit of planning, you can totally avoid a situation like this. How to budget money. There's the 50-30-20 rule to allocate your budget according to 3 categories. It doesn't have to be 50-30-20. And just keep watching, and I'll let you know how I do it and why I think it's better if you can cut down the first 2 categories as much as you can. Category 1, needs. Something you need. These things are necessary, such as rent, mortgage, groceries, utilities, tuition, childcare, and etc. Something that you must pay. And category 2, wants. These are the things that you don't need to survive, such as hobbies, going to the movies, vacations, dining out, clothes, Netflix, or even video games. And the last category, category 3, this is your financial goals. This includes your debt payments. Some of you might have credit card debt, and I think it's a good idea to pay off your debt first. And we also have savings or investments, such as stocks or bonds. So these are the 3 categories. For me, I personally do not spend 50% of my income on needs category. I spend about 30%. I used to spend around 45%, and gradually I was working a little bit more, so I was making more. While I was making more, I did not upgrade my living standard. I did not get a car, and the place that I live, there's no need to get a car. I do know that in some cities, such as LA, you have to have a car, so it depends on where you live. And you need to think about if a car is necessary, and also think about which one saves you more money and time. Time is also money, you know. I know that in Hong Kong, New York, you do not need a car. Public transportation is very convenient. Rent-wise, to be honest with you, if I could, I would live with my parents and pay my parents some rent to save money. So for me, I spend about 30% on these categories. My wants category is very interesting. We know that in this category, we have movies, video games, clothes, all the fun stuff. And I know that some social events that I think and I strongly agree that we should go. We must go. We need to spend time with the family, friends, colleagues. So you must spend some money on this. For me, I spend about 15%, and I don't party that much. I used to go to a bar or a club with friends, so maybe once a month or so. And I used to go to a restaurant with friends once a week or 2. So it's not expensive. For me, I think the reason it's 15%, I think that's a kind of high, is because I sometimes buy expensive computer stuff. For example, I upgrade my video card maybe once every 2 years, and I also upgrade my phone once every 2 years or so. So I think to average everything out, it's about 15% of all of my income. I do not recommend upgrade your phone this often, and certainly not every year. Personally, I sell my old cell phones or my old gadgets. The only thing that I haven't sold actually is my iPhone 4. I used it for 5 years, and I can't sell it for much right now. I sell things like eBay, Craigslist. I sell the things that I don't need, and I know that I won't use them anymore. So my wants category, it's 15%. And the last category, which is to pay off your debt and put your money in a savings or a checking account. And if you can, invest some in stocks or even cryptocurrencies. This is the part you must be careful though. Having money sitting in a bank is not bad at all, especially if this is an emergency fund for you, okay? Because that's really important. So letting your bank sit in the bank is okay. However, while your money is sitting in the bank, it's losing value due to inflation and low interest rates. So if you invest in stocks, your money is working for you. Is it possible to lose money on stocks? Absolutely. And that's where I think if you could, you should study stocks and the company you're interested in. And also consider hiring a financial advisor, because I believe if you make money, the money, it's good investment to hire a financial advisor. Yeah, and also you can read books about it and learn how to invest or even how to trade. For me, this is where the rest of my money goes. First of all, before I invest in anything, I have an emergency fund. Some people say that you should have at least 3 to 6 months of enough savings to get by. So this money is only the first category, and that is the money you must spend every month. And you use this number to multiply it by 3 or 6. However, I just feel a little bit safer if I have something a little bit bigger in my bank account. So I multiply it by 12. It's just the way I prefer to do it. Yeah. So you think about which way you prefer, but I say at least 3 to 6 months, definitely. And as you can see that this COVID situation is affecting everyone. So, and I have been affected by it too, but financially I am okay so far. And thanks to I planned ahead. So here we go. The rule is 50, 30, 20. But for me, it's 30, 15, 55 with extra money for emergencies. Let's do some easy math. Let's say you make about 2,000. If we use 50, 30, 20, first category, that is $2,000 times 0.5, which is $1,000. So your rent and the utilities and all of them should not be more than $1,000. I know sometimes 1,000 is not enough to cover everything in this category. So if that's the case for you, you might need to dip into your wants portion of your budget, or to live with a roommate or your parents to cut down expenses. Category 2. This is 2,000 times 0.3, and that is $600. So this will be everything for entertainment. Be careful, it's $600 per month, and that is $7,200 per year. So if you want to buy a PS5, a nice big TV, that's $3,000. That money comes from this category. And after that, you have only about $4,200 left for the year. And that's only $350 left for every month. This applies for clothes, movies, dining out, and all of that. The third category, if you have debt, you should try to pay off all of them as soon as you can, especially if you have credit card debt, because the interest rate is really high on this debt. Pay off them first, then put money in your savings account, your checking account, and also contribute a little bit of money to your emergency fund, which I will be talking about how to set up an emergency fund in another video. And then if you have extra money, this is where you should look into investing anything that you feel comfortable. Or like I said before, hire a financial advisor to help you manage your money. All right, this is the pie chart of all of my expenses, and it's only the past 6 months because it's more updated. The whole chart here is 45% of my income, and the rest I put it into my savings account or invest in stocks. So for example, if my total income is $10,000 per month, you add everything in the pie chart, that's $4,500 for expenses. And the rest of the $55,000, I put it away for investment purposes. And you can see that my rent is 49%, which is 0.49 times $4,500, and that is $2,200 per month on rent. Health is 5%, so basically that's just my monthly health insurance. Phone, that's a 3%. I think it's a little bit high. Music expenses is 1%. It's my music equipment, production equipment. I still do music production gigs on the side because I didn't buy anything this year, so it should be higher, you know. But any computers or speakers or these gadgets expenses, they go here. Utilities as gas, electricity, internet, 4%. Games, that's 2%. You might go higher sometimes if you like a game. Other expenses, 9%. This is actually the money I gave my parents during holidays or their birthdays. And Asian parents love cash as gifts. So it's kind of hard to categorize this. Is it wants or needs? Well, it doesn't really matter. You decide. Transportation, that's 10%. Leisure, that's 2%. Food, that's a 15%. I live with my girlfriend, so we're sharing some of the expenses. But this pie chart shows a very accurate picture where my money goes. And it varies a little because sometimes you might want to buy a new computer or a big sofa or something. All right, in conclusion, spend as little as possible on category 1 and 2, but don't make it too hard for yourself. And definitely go out with your friends and family and put any extra money you have, pay off your debt first, then invest in something that you feel comfortable. It could be stocks, it could be cryptocurrencies, or it could be bonds. Something that you feel comfortable, or hire a financial advisor. All right, that's it for the video. If you like it, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. This is Grant. Trade and invest responsibly.